This video is brought to you by Lost Records' Bloom and Rage, a new narrative adventure game series by the original creators of Life is Strange. Tape 1 already available on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5.
Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest.
Matthew 11:28. I can't believe you quoted one of my favorite passages.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking over the minor choices made across video games that had a major impact down the line.
And that's how my story ends.
Head back to the 90s to solve the mystery buried in time. From the creators of Life is Strange comes Lost Records' Bloom and Rage. 27 years after the fateful summer of 1995, Swan returns to her hometown to uncover the truth behind a shocking event. Relive the summer through her camcorder, piecing together clues, playing punk rock, and confronting the secrets that someone wants to keep hidden. Explore a world filled with 90s nostalgia, engage in immersive dialogue with meaningful choices, and experience a gripping narrative adventure that will change the lives of 4 friends forever. Experience the story in 2 thrilling parts. Tape 1, Bloom, is live now on Steam, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5, and Tape 2, Rage, launches April 15th as a free downloadable update. Number 10. Sacrificing the Chargers. Dragon Age Inquisition.
I had no idea it would cost you the Chargers, Bull. I'm sorry.
It was always a risk. Have a good one.
The Iron Bull's band of mercenaries are good people, but what is that worth when fighting a war against an ancient magister and his army of red lyrium-infused madmen? During the Bull's personal quest, you can either choose to secure or ruin an alliance with Qunari and their army, with the Chargers' lives hanging in the balance as they hold a dangerous position.
We need to hold that hill at all costs.
Yeah.
The true effects of this is not felt until the Trespasser DLC. If you convinced Bull to give up his men, then he falls back to being a slave to the Qun, and so has no problem with turning on you when the Qunari demand your death.
Understood, man. Change of plans. Nothing personal. Boss.
You reap what you sow. Number 9. Handing over an egg. Baldur's Gate 3.
And don't you dare pass it to that lunatic woman prowling the mountain pass.
The pursuit of science and research is always a worthy endeavor, until some common sense goes out the window. The Society of Brilliance, in their dogged attempt to see if a newly hatched Githyanki can free itself from its violent urges if raised in an alternative environment, requests the player to receive one of their eggs.
Life still pulses inside that egg. It could nurture a great future Kithrak, a winner of wars, and you chucked it at the first bidder.
You can choose to do so, or hand over an owlbear egg if you're feeling particularly scampish. The result is the same, with the Society of Brilliance meeting a bloody end. Turns out nature versus nurture is a bit more one-sided when it comes to astral frog people and giant feathered balls of rage.
I am a monster, as he said I was. I cannot be trusted. What have I done?
Number 8. Submitting to interrogation. Metal Gear Solid.
How are you feeling?
Not bad. Caught a nice nap on this revolving bed of yours. Too bad I was sleeping alone.
Granted, this one is trickier than most, not because it offers a binary choice, but the physical toll it takes on the player. Strung up and constantly electrocuted by Revolver Ocelot, players have to rapidly tap a button for a strenuous amount of time in order to maintain Snake's willpower and refusal to concede.
You're a strong man. Well, that's enough for now, I think.
But if you mess up even once, he gives in, and in doing so dooms Meryl to death. So, the choices are to break your fingers or let the best girl perish. You're a madman, Kojima.
I gave in to my fear. I gave in to my pain. I sold your life to save my own.
Number 7. Recruiting everyone. Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
And so we fight on.
Subsequent playthroughs to see all outcomes of this epic RPG are practically a must, since depending on the house you choose to teach at the academy, the fate of the kingdoms drastically changes. More often than not, this will lead to you having to face off against students from other houses when war inevitably breaks out, even killing them on the battlefield unless you played smart and recruit them before the time skip. If your stats are high enough in certain disciplines, you can recruit 90% of the cast to your side. There are some obvious exceptions, but at the very least you don't have to brutally murder your favorite character just because they fly under a different flag.
Could one such as I truly hope for such a life? As the sole survivor of that day, do I have the right to live for myself?
Number 6. Taking survivors to Iosefka. Bloodborne.
But I'm afraid nothing will change my mind. I cannot open the door.
With beasts all over the shop, you'd be forgiven for wanting to take any and all survivors to a place of safety and healing. And what better place than a clinic? Especially with the sultry and sweet Iosefka running things. Well, like all things in Yharnam, the truth often turns out to be bleak and ugly.
This night is long, but morning always comes. Someone of your caliber won't fail us. I am certain.
Turns out that an imposter has taken over the clinic, and for every innocent you send her way, she'll turn them into celestial minions you're forced to cut down. Why couldn't you just send them over to the Odin Chapel Dweller? He was chill.
Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head?
Number 5. Finding the journal. Until Dawn.
You're not real!
By this point in the game, the threat of a serial killer has been swapped for that of bloodthirsty Wendigos, and while most of the cast's fate are tied to motion controls, there is one soul you have to work extra hard to keep alive, that being Josh. To ensure that a Wendigo doesn't squash his skull like a melon, you must thoroughly explore the underground caves, where you'll eventually come across the journal of Hannah, Josh's sister, and one of the missing girls whose supposed demise kicks off Until Dawn's slasher-themed story. Turns out she survived her fatal fall, but over time was affected by the mountain's curse to become a Wendigo herself. Relay this info to Josh and he'll recognize her right before she's about to kill him. Though we can't exactly say this new ending is any better than a quick death. Number 4. Kara Lives. Undertale. So, for whatever reason, you decided for your first playthrough of Undertale that you tackled the genocide route. Go full evil. Kill every monster in the underground, nor sparing a soul or even attempting to form friendships. Now you feel guilty and want to pursue the pacifist route, earn the good ending to ease your conscience. Well, too bad. As soon as the genocide run is completed, it's basically imprinted on all subsequent playthroughs of the game. Case in point, Kara possessing your character in the final moments of the perfect good ending, reminding you of the sins you committed. It's haunting and genius at the same time, showcasing how everything can't be undone with New Game Plus. Number 3. Repairing the Normandy. Mass Effect 2.
What can you tell me about the Normandy's armaments?
Looks like Cerberus upgraded what the ship carried before. Should have a bit more kick.
The suicide mission is arguably Mass Effect's most iconic moment, and to ensure every crew member survives, Shepard has to make some serious decisions in regard to his teammates and their skills. Some obvious, some not so much. But even before they venture onwards to the collector base, they can potentially doom a good chunk of them if they don't properly prep the Normandy. This involves speaking to select teammates and upgrading the ship's armaments, shields, and armor, all of which are vital if you want to ensure everyone makes it back alive, though it's not exactly spelled out for you. Number 2. Saving Kate. Life is Strange.
What are you doing here, Max? Stop! Don't come near me!
Not now!
One of the darkest moments from this beloved time twister of a game, student Kate has been driven to her breaking point and intends to take her own life by jumping from one of the Academy's buildings. With her power to rewind time, Max has a chance to save her by talking her down off the ledge, assuming you can convince her. The only way to keep Kate from ending it all is to have snooped around her dorm room prior in the episode to get to really know her and her inner demons. Fail to do so, and Kate will be removed from the narrative entirely.
Apparently her problem is worse than mine. So why even bother with me? I'm done anyway.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. So that's the end of my story. Fahrenheit.
Don't move. You are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
Giving us a litany of meme material even when modern gaming was still in its infancy. There are plenty of potential death scenes of the likes of Lucas depending on what actions you choose to either take or ignore.
Don't move or I shoot!
This is how my story ends.
One of the funniest just happens to be if you forget that taking a swig of alcohol after taking some pills is apparently an instant death sentence. Within seconds of getting a sip off the good stuff, Lucas goes straight into cardiac arrest, just like that. And it's kinda hilarious. Of all the silliest endings you could get, this is right up there.
And that's the end of my story. I mixed alcohol and medication and I lost consciousness. Suicide or accident was the difference.
Which off-the-cuff gaming decisions do you regret making? Let us know in the comments. This video is brought to you by Lost Records' Bloom & Rage, a new narrative adventure game series by the original creators of Life is Strange. Tape 1 already available on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5.